Welcome to church. Talking boxing. Same as every Sunday. This is your first time watching. It's not too complicated. We do this 3 times a week. Sundays, we talk about results. Mondays, we talk about schedules. And on Wednesdays, we talk about the news. Questions, comments, if you got them, go ahead and lay them down. We'll see if I can get a chance to answer you. If you need a link, send me a DM. I'll do what I can for you. And last but not least, share the fucking thing. Big week of boxing. Lots of Canadian talent was on the line here, working. Good, bad news, same as usual. Unfortunately, the main story this weekend, these two fucking doofuses. We'll get to that. I hope everyone's having a good Sunday. Alright, so let's get started. Last Thursday in France, bit of an upset. Bastien Balesta, 140 pounder, was undefeated, 25 fights, had 1 draw to his name. He took a split decision loss to Ivan Mendy. Now, Ivan Mendy has a record of 47-6-1. I didn't get to watch the whole fight. I did see some highlights. Mendy did look good. 116, 112, 115, 113, both for Mendy. The other judge saw it the other way around, 115, 113. Fortunately, I didn't have it that way. Most people I've read are saying that it was a clear win for Mendy. The IBF International super lightweight strap was on the line. If I was Camilla Stefan and I had a Tiger, I would get on the horn and talk about bringing Mendy over here for a certain Steve Claggett. Friday, we had some boxing in the UK in London with Frank Warren, Queensberry Promotion. Ellis Zorro made it 16-0 with a TKO over Jorge Burton for the WBO European Cruiserweight strap. Interesting cat, 15-0. Rest of the undercard was so-so, to be honest. But, yeah, Zorro kid's kind of interesting. He's got some pop, only 7 KOs. But that TKO was definitely warranted. He needs to get some steam. He's only about 30 years old. We'll see what this guy can do in the near future. Ellis Zorro. Still with Friday. Friday from BC. We had Benit Bisla in a 6-rounder win a majority decision. Ooh. On Fernando Galvan. My man Terry Strawson calling the action on that one, so I had to mention it. Friday, a little closer to home. Laval, Place Belle, to be specific. Groupe Yvon Michel. Yours truly had a prior engagement, so I couldn't be there, but I got to watch. Kim Clavel, Naomi Reyes main event. The undercard. Let's talk about the undercard. Couple returns here. Couple upsets. Alex Kubicki, in her 7th professional fight, was attempting to do an 8-rounder against Linda Ibarra. Ibarra 2-3-2. Be wary of the boxer with draws. And sure enough, I mean, she lost a unanimous decision, 77-74. Ibarra was just beating her to the punch just a little bit. I think it was just a question of too much too soon for Kubicki. Very young. And in that weight class, in women's boxing. I mean, if you ever want my thoughts on it, you can message me. But women's boxing is not the same. The pool's not as deep. Losses aren't regarded exactly the same. So, she'll come back stronger and learn from this experience. But speaking of comebacks, Sebastien Bouchard looked pretty good. Got himself a stoppage in 6 against Marquez. Also looking good, Patrice Vicious Volney in vicious style. TKO in the 3rd round against Ramirez. Making his comeback since his unfortunate loss. Caroline Vare, Emma Gongora. Solid win for Vare. Only her 4th professional fight. Gongora, no joke. But, I don't know. I feel like something, like maybe the trip or her camp or something. But Gongora didn't seem like herself. Solid fight. Good 8-rounder for Caroline Vare. Kim Clavel, doing work. Getting a unanimous decision win. New weight class. WBC light flyweight. So like 3 pounds difference, but still. 98-92. 96-94 and 98-92 a second time. She might have got hit a little more than she would have liked, I think. But all in all things considered, she could be happy with the results. Solid performance from her. A good night of boxing in Montreal. Saturday from Germany. Gotta mention this. Sarah Bowman. She wins the unanimous decision over Bustillos. Wins the WBC World Minimum Weight Strap. Solid little fight. Saturday night from Brampton. Gotta mention this. Zolt Dariani against Barrera. Dariani wins the unanimous decision after 10. This was available on DAZN. Couple fighters on here I didn't get to see in the past. Eric Barsan wins the unanimous decision after 6. Theo Owusu. Owusu? I don't know if it's Wusu or Wasu. I've always said Wasu, but the announcer was saying Wusu, so I started questioning whether I've been saying it right. But either way. Wins the unanimous decision, 40-36, 39-37, and 40-36 again. Looked pretty good in there. Zolt, just getting the needed rounds, I guess. Still Saturday, still in Canada, Fredericton, New Brunswick. Now, I'll be honest with you. Couple fights fell through, despite there only being 3 fights on the card. So, I'm not entirely sure how many fights actually occurred. I do know the main event result. Brandon Brewer, fighting at 175, took on Rafael Pintos, who had a record of 60-17. I'm questioning the weight class, because he's going to be fighting Napolitano at a catch weight, but still, like at 165 pounds or 164 pounds, I forget what it is. But, Brewer can't get down to 160. They don't want to fight at 168. Here he is having a fight at 175. I get you're getting rounds in, but either way, it's done, and he won, so we can start talking about Niagara Falls. Saturday from Toledo, Ohio. Just going to mention one fight on here. Albert Prince Bell. Look out for this kid. Super featherweight. 23-0 now. Took on William Encarnacion for the WBO NOBO Super Featherweight strap. Looks stupendous. Albert Prince Bell. Saturday from Las Vegas. Okay, here we go. Showtime. Romero versus Barroso. Fuck me, running. The undercard on this was a little fucked up. Francis Barthélemy winning unanimous decision in 2023. A little odd. Listen, I mean, both events Saturday night, for some reason, the undercard, nobody weighed more than 150 pounds. So there was a lot of decisions. Let's just go with the main event because there's enough to talk about there. Rolly Romero versus Barroso. Okay, so Romero was supposed to fight Puello. Puello was the WBA champ. Puello tested positive for steroids, gets stripped. Gonna be gone for a while. Barroso was the WBA gold champ, which he won from Yves Ulysse in 2019. Basically a fight Yves didn't show up for. He then defended that title one time before the pandemic against a guy that was 4-5. And then fought again right at the end of the pandemic against a guy that was like 25-17 or 25-10, something along those lines. And somehow remained ranked, remained WBA gold champion throughout all that time, to find himself fighting Rolando Romero. So, now Rolly, less than 6 months ago, got fucking knocked out by Gervonta. Here he is, new weight class. He walks right into a fucking world title fight. So already, this smells fucking funny. Oddly though, Barroso's winning. Looking good. All 3 judges at the time of the stoppage had Barroso winning. One had it 78-73, 77-74, and 76-75. But all for Barroso. Barroso even scored a knockdown, a clean one. Romero responded, and he did tag him with a shot, but the shot that made him fall was actually him pushing him over. Referee counted it as a knockdown. Then the end sequence. Now, we've heard the Phantom Punch before, but I've never heard of the Phantom Combination nor the Phantom Knockout. And we had both. Not one punch landed by Rolly in that sequence. Yet somehow Tony Weeks felt the urgency to step in and save Barroso from winning the fight. Now, I know a lot of people are telling me I'm being too hard on the referees, and Tony Weeks is such a great referee. We're going to get to that. Let's talk about Top Rank. Stockton, California. Undercard, honestly, same thing. Everyone's under 150 pounds. Armando Vargas looked good. Won a unanimous decision after 4 rounds. Gabriel Flores Jr. looked good. You know, did what he was supposed to do against a guy that was 17-8. Got rid of him in 30 seconds. Jason Maloney looked good, winning a majority decision, but it was a tough fight. Zanzbek Akmanudi. All right. I don't know about calling him a monster, but he's good. Now, Butler got caught. Got caught with a vicious uppercut in the second round. Gets knocked down. Legs aren't under him. Full Bambi leg. And the other knockdown comes. He's trying to fucking hold on to him, but it's not working. His legs aren't under him. Jack Reese gives him another chance. Again, same thing. Got touched up. Couldn't get his legs under him. And then finally the final knockdown, which Jack Reese, after Butler hit the ground solid and then spring right the fuck back up, decided to call it. Now, I've seen a lot of people online talk some stupid fucking shit. So, first of all, let's talk about throwing in the towel, because that seems to be a subject. Now, I want to point out, okay? I don't consider myself an expert, okay? I plan to be asking questions until the day I die. The only truly smart individual is the person that recognizes they know nothing. And I could barely box 3 minutes. I doubt I could do 3 minutes with my nieces. I am in no fucking position to even think that I know what the fuck should be happening. I know what I feel. I know what I think. These are different things than what are facts. I'm not in that corner. I don't know what happened. What I do know are the rules. Now, in that case, in Stockton, California, the only person that could stop the fight, not the doctor, not the judges, not the corner, the referee. Now, in reality, if one of the corner would have jumped into the ring and, obviously the referee would have halted the action. Maybe Jack Reese would have tried to continue the action afterwards or, taken a point or something. But either way, there would have been a delay. But ultimately, it falls on Jack Reese. So that's the first thing. So a lot of people, talking shit about Butler's team. The other thing is, you got to understand and respect what Butler wants. Butler, for all intents and purposes, should be dead or in jail. And boxing saved him. This is all he has. His parents aren't giving him a restaurant to claim ownership of after he retires. This is all he has. He's been doing this since he's got hair on his fucking nutsack. He's fucking 27 years old. Hasn't been a pro for 10 years. He's got 37 fucking professional fights and now has fought for 2 world titles. I got a real hard time with anybody trying to fucking talk about what the fuck they know. The other thing, okay, so the coaches, they talked about it. The coaches both said they had spoken to Butler before, as any proper coach should, have the fucking conversation. What should I do, when, if? And I don't mean the day of the fight. I mean, in their day-to-day, they should know what their fighter wants and what they should be doing. And they need to have that tough conversation of what if it happens? What if you die in there? Now, this is going to freak some of you out. But Stephen Butler was okay with dying in there. And I know he's got kids and you can mention all the shit, but that's him. It's not me. He's the one that said it. It's quoted. And he's not the only one like that. Because again, this is all he's known. What hurt him more was the idea of quitting. He knew there was a possibility of losing, but there was absolutely no fucking way he wanted to quit. And that, in some weird, odd way, is respectable. Now, knowing this, Butler even said, if my corner would have thrown in the towel, I would have been mad at them for a long fucking time. Now again, the referee being the only one that could stop the action. So let's get back to that. Let's get back to the referees. Tony Weeks, Jack Reiss, both stewards of the game, have been in monumental moments in sport. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder wouldn't have proceeded the way it did, maybe. Castillo Corrales, had that been stopped early, we wouldn't have got what we wanted. Or what we got. You know, part of me was begging that Steven take a knee. Now, I'm screaming at the TV for him to take a knee. Even I recognize that there's no time. You're not thinking in there. Your body's not reacting to what the fuck you're asking it to do. To have the foresight, to have the ability to fucking think about taking a knee or spitting out your mouthpiece, it's very rare. Castillo is a very rare individual. I would have loved for Steven Butler, after that second knockdown, to have spat out his mouthpiece, to have taken a knee before the second knockdown. There's a few things that I would have loved to have changed, but obviously, you know, you got split seconds in there to fucking fix things. Now, as for the referees, like I said, both guys have been tremendous referees in the past. It's just a really big blemish because both guys fucked up enormously. Jack Reiss allowed Steven Butler, despite himself, to take more damage than he should have, in my opinion. I believe that allowing it to continue after the first knockdown, maybe even the second one. I was done after the second one, but maybe even after the second one. But after a third, there's a 3 knockdown rule normally for a reason. I know there wasn't one in this case, which is another thing, another caveat you need to consider. But nonetheless, I felt like there was too many knockdowns. There wasn't enough time on the clock that even if he did survive after a knockdown, that he wasn't going to fucking make it happen. That being said, Tony Weeks, on the other hand, did worse. Because it's almost as if he gave Rolly Romero his world title. There is no plausible... Barroso had not been in trouble past that. Knockdown shouldn't have been ruled a knockdown. He did get tagged prior to getting pushed, but there was no moment where he was in danger. The punch stat shows that Rolly hadn't thrown any punches that round. There was nothing indicating that Barroso was in danger and that he needed to be saved by Tony Weeks. It smells fishy as fuck. Now, one can be incompetence, but both being incompetent at the same fucking night for a main event, there needs to be a fucking investigation. Because I doubt it's both incompetence. Now, I'm going to say this, right? My dad's 77. My whole life he's driven me everywhere. Okay, he knows how to fucking drive a car. But I drive now. His timing's not the same. And these guys, as great as they were, just like boxers, just like my dad, they get old. They get worn. Even mentally slow. It'd be great if we tested them like we did fighters. You know, make them do a game of chess or something just to see if they're fucking all there. Because let's face it, you know, even if Jack Reiss did have some good moments in the past, I'm pretty confident. Look at this guy's face. He doesn't look all there. Look, the truth is they get old, they get rusty, they make fuck-ups. That's something we should account for. There isn't enough referees, and there isn't enough unified rules. The rules change from commission to state to country. Just makes no sense. That being said, for the people talking shit about Steven Butler, or just wanting to be right, or just loving the fact that somebody's hurting, or that, you know, misery enjoys company. You know, you're bringing bad shit on to yourself. And here's the other thing I want to mention about social media comments. It's all well and nice that you're going to say something stupid. And, you know, maybe you'll never cross his path. But it's also forever. Like, if it was me, I'd be screenshotting things. And this kid may be a fucking toddler right now, but he's going to be a grown man one day. And if my dad fought for 2 world championships and fought 37 times in under 10 years, trust me, I'd be looking up all kinds of shit, including the people that talk shit about him when they clearly shouldn't have. My point is this: don't stir a pot you're not willing to fucking spill. Because you either end up apologizing after, still looking like an ass, or you double down on your fucking dumb ideas. And either way, you're just gonna end up a fucking exiled, you know? The bottom line is this, okay? I am continuously learning. I don't know enough about the sport. I never competed. So therefore, there is a certain percentage I will never attain. As much as I can learn, as much as I can memorize, as much as I can read, as much as I can watch, there is a percentage I will never hold because I never stepped in the ring. I may have fought in the street when I was a kid and whatnot. It's not the fucking same. It's not. It's just not. So I always take that into account. You know, unless you've coached a world champion and you're a coach, maybe don't talk about what a world championship coach should do. Just my thoughts on that. The other thing is, I've never been scared to say I don't know. I think it's important to say when you don't know something. I write to all kinds of people, coaches, respected people in this sport, to ask them questions all the time. There are no stupid questions. The only person that truly knows something is the fact that they know nothing. And the reality is, I'll never be able to fucking attain it all. Oops. I'll never be able to attain it all. But, you know, it's okay to accept you don't know. You know, and it's okay to speak from the heart, but you gotta watch what the fuck you say. I would have much preferred, you know, we rallied behind this kid coming back. You know, it's not like people are waiting for him at the airport. He just did a really fucking huge thing. Anyways, I'm rambling. That's it for me. Big 25-minute episode this week. I apologize for that. It'll be a little shorter tomorrow. We do have a tremendous week of boxing to look forward to on Monday. The schedule's just fire. Saturday's going to be fire. On Wednesday, we'll be talking about the news. And there's a small possibility I might do some of those calling up fighter interviews to get some picks for the Loma Haney fight. Or maybe even the Taylor Cameron fight. So, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. I'll leave you with the same thing I'll leave you with every fucking time. Life is short. Just be fucking nice to each other. I'll see you guys tomorrow.